Okay, whenever a woman is clean and available to be with her husband, there should be no embarrassment, there should be no hesitation, there should be no excuses. And I'm hearing a lot of excuses. Some of them sound like they make sense, but in practicality and in actuality, they are actually dangerous. The excuses you make to deny sex or to postpone or to delay sex are dangerous. They're dangerous for you. Because even the nicest husband, even the most religious man, nobody's exempt. A person could be not having sex on their mind. They could just be at work, and an email can just pop up on their screen inviting them to this thing, that thing, and there's all kinds of temptation everywhere. And if a woman understood that she needs to show that she is the sexual source for her husband, and that he need no other source, and that no other woman can satisfy him and show him that they love him as much as she can, and that she is the only person that he would ever want, then this is where her effort needs to be. Her effort needs to be in him knowing without any doubt whatsoever that no matter what issues come up, even if you're fighting about something, you're disagreeing about something, sex is something that he is guaranteed with his wife. You need not give him any reason to seek revenge or to look outside the marriage for justification or validation of any kind from any other woman. He has to know that he's getting it at home from his wife. Hi, I'm Linda from Brooklyn, and I'm your new best friend. And I want to talk to you about one of the biggest shalom bayit problems that we have now today. And that is a matter of ignorance on the part of women that don't understand how important intimacy and sex is in their marriage. If women understood how important sex is to a man, to their husband, they would spend their whole day preparing for it. You know, just like when you go to the mikveh and you're preparing. Everything in a woman's life, a married woman, revolves around how satisfied her husband is in the bedroom. And the proof of that is that when you have a marital problem and you go to the rabbi, the first thing they ask you is what's going on in the bedroom. So, now I'm not saying you have to have a problem in your bedroom. What I'm saying is that what goes on in your bedroom is the fuel of your marriage. It's your life, it's the glue. Everything, all your husband's success, everything, the way he performs, the way he behaves, everything has to do with him being satisfied at home. And then it reflects on everything else, his job, his community, his personality, everything, his confidence. And women have to understand that even if they don't feel like it's that important, they might think, making a good dinner is important, taking care of the kids is important, and those things are important. But the point I'm trying to make is that if a woman understood how important sex was to a man, she would prioritize that above everything else. I do believe that women underestimate the importance of how important sex is to a man. They're just ignorant to that fact. They don't realize. They don't realize how important sex is to that man. And they definitely don't realize how dangerous it is when they say, I'm too tired. And all they have to do is say, I'm too tired a few times. And the husband could be thinking, you know what, I know my wife's going to be too tired. She's going to be too tired. You know, then they don't think of you as that source. You have to be the source. Does he really want to be with that secretary? No, but, all rationale out the window. He's hungry, then there, she's standing there. It's just like Dunkin' Donuts. You're hungry. Dunkin' Donuts doesn't have like that great selection of diet stuff, but you know what? You're hungry, so you're going to maybe go for something like a fat-free blueberry muffin telling yourself it's fat-free or whatever. It's the same stupid rationale. And for that silly 15 minutes that you wanted to gratify your hunger, you needed to gratify your hunger, so you ate the wrong thing. Okay, so your husband could do the wrong thing if he's hungry or if he's just not making the perfect decision at that minute. So you don't want to open up. The door to transgression unnecessarily. The same way if you had a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old and 4-year-old in the house, you wouldn't leave your front door open because you would know your kid would go out the door. Your kid will run out the front door. You're not going to leave the front door open. So it's the same with your husband. When you deny sex, you are leaving the door open for somebody else to walk in. By the way, statistics show that most men who had extramarital affairs had it when their wives were pregnant or within 6 weeks of her having a baby. So, don't give that impression that you're too tired. Even if you can't be together, you don't have to appear like you wouldn't want to be together. So how can I describe how important the urge is for a man? I'll try to compare it in another way. Like supposing you were having a busy morning, you went to exercise, you did a million things, you're doing errands, and you just realize, oh my God, I forgot to eat. I feel hungry. I'm starving. So you would take care of that need. You would pull over and you would pick up a sandwich, or you would go get a salad from the appetizer, or you would run into Julie's, or you would go somewhere and you would just get yourself lunch because, you're starving and you're going to take care of that need. So you need that need. You're hungry. You want to satisfy it, and you're going to satisfy it. And even if you're going to eat something you don't even want that much, because you're hungry, you'll eat it. Like, let's say you weren't planning on eating a tuna fish sandwich, but you're hungry, so you're going to eat a tuna fish sandwich. Or you're on a diet. You don't really have like bagels on your agenda to eat because it's fattening. But, if you're starving, you're going to run in and get something, you're going to go run in and get like a bagel or something from Dunkin' Donuts even. So it's the same with the man. He could not be thinking the secretary in front of him is so gorgeous or so wonderful, so she's like that sandwich that you don't really want to eat. But you know what? He's hungry and he's going to eat that sandwich. Think about it. Would you send your kids off to school without breakfast? They have to be nourished before they leave the house, and they could function and go about their day. The minute you walk into your front door and put your hand up and kiss the mezuzah, that's your home and your responsibility that the divine presence is dwelling with you. You got married, you stood under the chuppah. It's a 3-way partnership. You, your husband, and Hashem. And you have to do your part of it. You're one of the partners. It's just like any business relationship. If you had a partner and you're always looking to see, hey, is that partner doing what they should be doing? Are they working as hard as I am in this business? You don't take a partner in a business unless you trust that partner and you're going to get what you need out of that partner, because you're working too. You're working hard in that business. And it's the same with the marriage. I do believe that women underestimate how important sex is to a man. It's much more important to a man than they realize. It's just kind of like they can't feel it themselves, how important it is compared to other things that they think are important. So they think it's just something like, you could save it for the night, save it for later. You could be tired, you could be anything, And for a man, all it takes is 2 or 3 times of you saying, I'm tired, or for him to be thinking you're going to be tired, or for him to be remembering that you say you're too tired, or you're always too tired, or falling into that pattern of, my wife's tired, or my wife's always too tired. So it's like it's like you're not a volunteer. And then they see you volunteering for everything else. You're on committees, you're in card games, you're this, you're that, you're chesed, all this stuff. And you're too tired for him. When you say you're too tired, he thinks you're too tired for him. Because with men, everything's about them. Men are very self-absorbed. Their ego, everything revolves around them. So if you say you're too tired, it's reflecting on them. She's too tired for me. No matter how tired you are, you don't have to verbalize your tiredness. You could just be available, and you don't have to ever admit to being tired. When you first get married, you're very enthusiastic about your sexual relationship. It's exciting and it's new, and you wonder, how are you going to keep that fresh? How are you going to keep that enthusiasm? One of the biggest problems is that when you get married, and then you have that great relationship, you and your husband, and then the kids come along, and then 2 or 3 kids later, the wife is so busy managing her household and the kids and everything, she starts treating her husband like one of the kids. This is such a sad mistake, because your husband isn't one of the kids. He really is an adult, and he could help you, and you could be always looking up to him, respecting him, and he will want to be a husband. A husband that feels respected wants to be that husband. He doesn't want to be one of your kids. You can't show him that he's, just going to eat the leftover cold macaroni or fish sticks like that you're giving the kids, chicken nuggets or whatever you're giving them. You have to have easy answers to creating that adult and maintaining that adult relationship in your marriage. By the way, you have to show that example to the kids. It's like multitasking. You're respecting him, and you're also teaching the kids to choose a mate that they respect in the future, and to behave in the future the way you do. After all, they're going to behave the way you do, so whatever you do, they're going to copy. So don't you want your daughters to treat their husband good? You don't want to marry off your kids and then be tossing and turning. Oh, I hope they're going to stay married. Oh, I wonder how he's treating her. I wonder how she's treating him. Don't wonder how your kids are going to treat their husband. Be the example of how your kids are going to treat their husband. Don't worry about how your kids are going to treat their husband. Be the example. Be the example of how your daughters are going to treat their husband. And don't cry when they come back to you later of how their husbands are treating them, because you're going to show them how you treat a husband and how a husband should treat you. And it's the same with your sons. What kind of wife is your son going to know how to pick? He's going to know how to pick someone and mimic that dynamic of the relationship that he learned at home. If you keep saying you're too tired, it's like you don't want him out looking for somebody who isn't too tired.